Hey everyone, today we are talking about something that many people may not know, divorce in Singapore and how it is governed by the Women's Charter. Under the Women's Charter, divorce can only be granted if one key condition is met. The marriage must have irretrievably broken down. But what does this actually mean? Under Singapore law, a divorce is not something that can happen on a whim. The courts will only grant a divorce if it is proven that the marriage has irretrievably broken down. This is the sole ground for divorce in Singapore, as set out in Section 95 of the Women's Charter. So what does irretrievably broken down mean? It means that the marriage is beyond repair and that continuing the marriage is no longer in the best interests of either party. Now, the Women's Charter lists several specific situations where the court can find that a marriage has irretrievably broken down. Let's look at the 5 key situations that can lead to a divorce under Singapore law. The first situation is adultery. If one spouse has committed adultery and the other spouse finds it intolerable to live with them, this can be a reason for divorce. But keep in mind, the spouse must file for divorce within 6 months of finding out about the affair. If they continue living together beyond that, it may imply forgiveness or tolerance. Next, we have unreasonable behavior. This is a broad category that covers many situations, from abuse, frequent arguments, the husband socializing excessively with women, cold wars, or neglect. If one spouse's behavior makes it unreasonable to expect the other to continue living with them, this can be grounds for divorce. Another situation is desertion. If one spouse has deserted the other for a continuous period of at least 2 years, this can also show an irretrievable breakdown. This desertion must be deliberate and without the agreement of the other spouse. Now let's move on to separation for 3 years with consent. Sometimes spouses agree to live apart, and after 3 years of separation, either party can file for divorce with the other's consent. In this case, the mutual agreement is key. The couple must have lived separately for at least 3 years and both must agree to the divorce. Lastly, if the couple have been living apart for 4 years or more, the law allows one of the spouse to file for divorce even if the other doesn't consent. This reflects a prolonged and complete breakdown of the marriage. To summarize, for a marriage to be dissolved in Singapore, it must be proven that the marriage has irretrievably broken down. Whether through adultery, unreasonable behavior, desertion, or separation, the law has specific criteria to ensure that divorces are handled fairly. If you are facing difficulties in your marriage, it's important to consult a lawyer to understand the legal options available. Divorce is a difficult and emotional process, but the law provides a framework to help both parties move forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.